You're watching Samuel Goodwin on YouTube, and it's nice out. So after skating and stuff, you need something that's maybe not so physically demanding. So I thought, let's go out to the park and try this out. This is a 4A yo-yo, also known as off-string yo-yo, because unlike regular yo-yo, the string is not actually connected, which means the kinds of tricks that you can do with this are similar to like regular yo-yo stuff, but are kind of their own thing, which is why they made their own name and division and competition and stuff, because it's different. So I've had this for a while, and I haven't actually gotten very good with it at all, because doing it indoors just seems like a bad idea. This thing goes flying everywhere. It's gonna knock into stuff, hit my guitars, whatever, you know. I'm reaching under the couch for it all the time where it rolls under there. So I thought, let's wait until we can go outside and do that. And, you know, for a bunch of the year, you can't really go outside and do it because it's cold, and then my fingers hurt, and complain, you know. It was pretty nice out today, so I thought after skating, you need to do something that's not so demanding. So let's give this a try. I started with the little bit that I know how to do, which is just to throw it and catch it on the string, which is kind of step one for a whole lot of other tricks. And then I can do this neat Arden move where you roll it and it goes over your arm and you pull the string back out so you can catch it again. I was pretty proud of myself for remembering how to do that. I was also able to do just a basic jump rope where you bounce the yo-yo up into the air once it's on the string and whip the string around and then land it back on the string again. I was pretty proud of myself for getting that. And then I thought, well, I'm being pretty fancy, and I know that on TikTok and things, this move called the Spider-Man with this sort of yo-yo has become popular recently, so I thought maybe I could do that. Maybe I'm good enough to try that. And the answer is no, I'm not. I tried a few times, and mostly I just threw the yo-yo meters and meters in front of me, which is not very helpful. But it did give me the idea, at least, for something that maybe I could do that would be a little bit easier. So the Spider-Man move, for those of you who don't know, is basically a laceration bind where you kind of throw the yo-yo out, and then you whip the string at the yo-yo such that it catches and binds and comes back to you. And if you do it with the right kind of dramatic pose, it looks, I guess, a little bit like Spider-Man shooting web or something. So I could not do that, but I did my own version, which I think is a much easier thing to start with, which is just an attempt to reproduce what in 1A you would just call a laceration bind, like a basic laceration bind, only doing it here. And I was really impressed because I messed up a lot. I had to chase this thing across the grass quite a few times. So it was actually a little more physically demanding than I thought it would be. But I did manage to get a few. To get it, you throw generally downward, but then you pull on the string up to get the string off of the yo-yo, which gives the yo-yo a little bit of upward motion so that it doesn't just go straight down into the floor. And while it's up in the air, you swing your arm around and whip the string underneath the yo-yo so that it whips around, catches, binds, and comes back. I failed quite a few times. We were out there for some time, but I did manage to get it a few times, so I was super impressed. The first time I got it to at least start to grab, it didn't actually come back, but you could feel that the string was starting to catch. And I was a little bit surprised at first because I kind of didn't think that this was actually going to be a thing, and I thought I was just going to be trying some random stuff. But it worked. So I learned a new trick. I can do a 4A thing. It's kind of hard to do outside because the wind blowing the string makes it hard to actually get the string under the yo-yo sometimes. But also then it's hard to do inside because then I'm throwing a yo-yo around my house and I'm probably going to break something. So progress will be slow, but it's fun to do sometimes. And some of these 4A yo-yos only cost like 25 euros, 30 euros or something. So if you're into yo-yoing at all, it's worth getting one and giving it a try, at least a little bit, when you're outside at the park with friends or something and they're being boring. Or I don't know if this one in particular is good or bad, but for what little bit I can do with a 4A yo-yo, it seems totally fine. I've thrown it into the ground a whole lot of times. I've thrown it really high up in the air and let it fall and hit the ground a bunch of times. And, you know, it's still here. It still works. There's no obvious cracks or anything. So I think it works. So that's all for this week. Keep working on what you're working on. Go outside, get some air, get some sun on your face. Maybe do a little exercise or something. Go for a walk at least. And drink a bunch of water. And we'll see you next week. Bye.